Kate left royal fans emotionally moved as she sat down with 98-year-old veteran Colonel Blum and 10-year-old Emily to discuss the importance of remembrance across generations. One Twitter user, @CambridgeRoyal, commented on Kensington Palace's tweet, which showed just a brief preview of the conversation between the trio, saying, "Everyone should go to YouTube and watch the full conversation between Catherine, Colonel Blum and Cub Scouts Emily. It's such a beautiful video." Another, @Enkianki, wrote, "Such a wonderful conversation. I watched the entire video and Colonel is a true inspiration. He must have seen so many things during the war. And Emily is such a great example for young people as well. Duchess is lovely focusing on the conversation rather than herself." A third, @Love for Cambridge, said, "What a great and very important conversation between generations. Thank you, Your Royal Highness, for doing your part to make sure kids know how important remembrance is and for conducting this chat beautifully." Yet another, @RoyallyBell_, tweeted in response to the video, "What a beautiful and meaningful conversation. Love how the Duchess always makes sure the focus is on others." Finally, @The Royal Hobby wrote, "This was a thoughtful and heartwarming conversation." For the meeting, Duchess of Cambridge donned a dark green ensemble, which she completed by pinning a red remembrance poppy on her lapel. The trio met at the Royal Hospital Chelsea, where Kate learned more about Emily and Colonel Blum, who was also a scout before taking part in World War II. Kate was left visibly saddened when hearing how Colonel Blum lost a friend in conflict just 2 days before the war ended. Asked why remembrance is so important to him, he said, "I have to say I lost a few friends. One in particular I remember. He was killed a day or two before the war ended. That I must say affected me quite a bit. You wrote to their families to say how sorry you were to have to tell them about this." Kate asked, "This time of the year, is it lovely for you to reflect on not only the time that you served but also on your friends and loved ones that you sadly lost?" Colonel Blum simply replied, "Yes, very much so." The Duchess, who earlier this year became co-president of the Scout Association, was positively surprised to hear just how much Emily learned about remembrance, the world conflicts and life in Britain during them. Kate said, "Gosh, you have done a huge amount, that's brilliant." Kate, an amateur photographer, then asked to see some of the pictures brought by Colonel Blum. She enthusiastically said, "Colonel, I'd love to see some of these photographs." Colonel Blum went on showing a portrait of himself aged 18 and another with his wife, who sadly died 18 years ago. They then looked at pictures taken during WW2 showing the various roles covered by the Scouts to help Britons evacuate and look out for danger. During their chat, Emily poignantly asked Colonel Blum why he thinks remembering is so important also for children. He replied, "I think they should remember what their parents and their grandparents did, because otherwise it's gone, it's lost." Kate and Colonel Blum were later taught by Emily how to make a red remembrance poppy. Commenting on her handmade poppy, Kate said, "Emily, yours is far more beautiful than mine." Flattered, the 10-year-old replied, "Yours is really nice as well." Kate ended the meeting by awarding the young scout the Scout Remembrance Badge, in recognition of her hard work in the run-up to Remembrance Sunday and for taking part in so many activities. The Duchess will join other senior royals at the Festival of Remembrance on Saturday.